Right, so today's little project is adapt these N14 window regulators to fit a N13 Sentra. It's a common problem with these. The cables rust out and that plastic spool in there just falls to pieces, and yeah, just not the greatest design. But the problem with that is N13 ones are pretty much impossible to find in working condition. So the next best thing, I found a video on YouTube by a fellow YouTuber. I'll find his name and mention him in the video, but yeah, he adapted N14 ones to fit the N13. The only difference here between mine and his video is there must be a difference between the English N13s and the New Zealand delivered ones. So what I've found is I have to bolt mine in at the top mounting because the bottom one is not in the right place. Obviously it comes down quite a bit further than the factory one, and the other problem I've found is it would be better to swap this pedestal mount onto this one. So just drill out these spot welds, these ones here, spot weld it on in the correct place because it is a tiny bit higher as well, and that should give a good result. The only other problem is with this one, these holes here are off-centered, so you need to make a little adapter so they line up. You use the top hole and that gets the window perfect placement. The only difference really you'd get from mounting it with the top holes rather than the bottom holes is that the window will, when it's down, sit a tiny bit higher, but I don't care about that. I just want functioning windows. The only other difference is the motor doesn't bolt up to the factory mounts, so you have to adapt and make your own little mounts, which I'll either just make out of cable ties or I'll cut up some bits of metal and do it that way. But yeah, as you can see down here, this mount is in the wrong place. It's also a tiny bit too wide, so I'll swap it with the originals, weld it in the correct place, and then that's the regulator mounted correctly. And then we've just got to worry about the motor, and if the window was down I could show you where it mounts to the glass and adapt that. So yeah, I'll come back in a second with a little bit of progress. Alright, so what I've done is drilled out the spot welds on the old original regulator slides, and taken these old mounts off. So I just need to clean up the backs of these, straighten them out a little bit, because I had to, even though I drilled right through, I still had to chisel them off. They were stuck on pretty good. But yeah, straighten them out, clean them up, get them ready to weld. And then what I've also done is I've come over to the new ones and I cut the old mounts off where they need to be cut off. So the next part is get these two up on the bench, measure them out with that measurement there, 315, which is the gap in between, which is, yeah, where it needs to be, and then mark it all out. And I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to mount it in the car and maybe tack it on in there, or at least double check my marks before I do tack it. So yeah, I'll double check there and see what I want to do, and yeah, come back to you again. Right, now we come back to the door. Got it bolted up there, it needs to be. Bottom, as you can see, has no mount anymore. So what I'll do is I'll bolt those in place where they need to go, mark them out, and I can't see why I can't just attach my welder earth up here somewhere and then tack that into place and then take it out of the car and weld it properly. So yeah, I'll see what I'm going to do about that. But as you can see, that's basically what it needs to do. The side to side I think is fine. how I had it mounted before. The window was rolling up and down with no issue, so yeah, I may just maybe bolt the window up and check it again, but I think it'll be fine. I think I'll just get this mounted where it needs to go, and that's that. Right, so as you can see, I've done some lovely turkey shits on this here to hold it. Oh, still hot. Okay, be careful. Yeah, I've done some lovely turkey shits to hold it in place. If I was you, I would think about moving the regulator up before you weld it, maybe, because I smelt some interesting smoke. It is Galv, so that was probably the interesting smoke I smelt, but yeah, maybe move it up before you weld it. But you know, that came out good. I'm happy with it. Now I just need to paint it, and yeah, you know, I don't care about the turkey poos, just as long as it's strong and it's not going to fall off, and it works. So yeah. So another thing to take note of is with the switch, if I get it here, the difference with the N14 and N13 power wires is that the wires are switched. So down goes up and up goes down. So what I did to correct that was pulled off that little plastic retaining clip with some, not this big one, some little pick tools. These two here. And then you want to get in the top hole there and be very careful and try and pop the retaining clip that holds the wires in, and then just switch them around, and yeah, that should be that issue sorted. So now my paint's dry enough. I think I should be able to put this in. Before I do that, I'm gonna flip it over and give everything a little clean up and a grease, make it all nice, and yeah, come back when I'm putting it in. Now, unfortunately, I'm an idiot, and I forgot to video the last little bit of what goes on inside. But basically, I made a little adapter like that. That went on the one that was on that side, and then bolted it all together. I had to faff about a bit and mount it the correct way, put a washer in that side. So it wouldn't come out this way. It still does a little bit, so you have to push it in just a touch as it goes up. I tried my darndest. It was probably about an hour of fucking around with it, and still did the same thing, just not as bad. So yeah, it works, as you can see. And as it goes up, just give a little bit of help into the rubber. Oh, a bit more help maybe. But yeah, that's how it works. It's better than windows that don't work at all. So yeah, I'm happy with the outcome. I'll show you the last little bit when I get over and do the other side. Yeah, basically show you what you missed out on this side. So just thought I'd do a quick little snippet here to show you what's basically causing these to fuck out, and it's rust. The cable basically rusts out and frays and gets all bound up, and yeah, does that, which is a bit unfortunate. Luckily though, this passenger side front regulator isn't too bad, so I'm hoping that I might be able to send it to a cable place and get them to make a new cable for it. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and there'll be a second part to this video if they can do that. Well, there'll be a second part regardless to fix the front window. So yeah, see how that goes. Right, so I'm on the other side. So I thought I'd basically show you what I did and didn't record. So I've got bolted in there same as I had before. The mount's not attached yet, I need to weld it. And I've just been making up this small piece. It's bolted on there, drill a hole through it and there so that can mount to it. Put a little washer in there, bolt it all together, and then put a tack weld on there after I make the window go up and down nicely. And yeah, once I check everything's all good, tack weld, and then also show you how I mounted the motor. The first hole I drilled in there wasn't good enough because the door stopper, or whatever you want to call it, hit the edge of the motor, so I had to drill a hole there and then tilt it up so I could have that little air that you can see poking through mounted basically right here, and put a big cable tie around the motor to hold it at the bottom, and that was quite secure. It seemed to be happy like that. So yeah, I'll come back once I've finished making that little bit and show you what it looks like. Alright, so back again. As you can see, that there is the little adapter I made. Bolts through the back. I just made it out of parts of the old window regulator, so I had that threaded part on the bottom, and then just a bolt straight through the top with a washer onto the bottom of the glass. Then over there, that just has a bolt through, and you adjust it all how it needs to be, tighten up all your bolts, and then I drilled a hole through there, bolted that one with 2 washers, and then I've put a cable tie there to hold the motor in place. And put my hand in the right place. That's pretty sturdy, so you know it's not going anywhere, and it works. I reversed the wires. I depinned the plug over there and reversed the wires, so now up is up, down is down. So yeah. Oh, battery connection. And we're back. So this side I had adjusted correctly. The other side you have to push this top corner of the window in as it gets to the top, just to help it guide into the rubber. I don't know what I did different on that one. Maybe I didn't weld that quite in the right place or something, but yeah, if you weld yours in the right place, it'll work properly like mine on this side. Not that side, but it still works, which for me was a lot better than not working, especially in summer. This car used to get incredibly hot inside, and even having the sunroof and my window down, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't good enough. So I think by having my 2 back windows working now, which I've always wanted to fix anyway, that should make life in summer a lot more pleasurable. So yeah. Just gonna silicone up the tracks. As you can see by the grease, I have greased that track. So yeah, I'll grease up the side tracks and the rubbers and put my door card on, and this job is done. Right, now we're on to boring stuff. The correct way to have the door card in is to have this piece of rubber above the door card, not tucked in. It makes everything too tight and the door card doesn't sit down properly. So the way you have to do that is you need one of these hook tools, and you need to put your door card in on that side, push it down a bit, push it as hard as you can against there. At the same time, carefully pick the rubber up and lift it over with your hook tool. You have to go backwards and forwards a bunch of times, and then eventually it'll go pop and sit down. And then you go around the edges, pop your clips in, and right, back again the next morning. What I was trying to say before my phone died last night was essentially, yeah, once you've popped this rubber back over the top of your door card and then got that to sit down in the channel properly, you can go around and do all of your clips. And then yeah, once you've done your clips, you can put your armrest and your switch back on, and your door handle surround, and then yeah, should be all working how it needs to. Like I said, this one I do have to help. I think that's just a case of bad adjustment. As you can see, the window tries to go into the wrong part of the rubber, so if you just give it a little push, help it in, then it goes up. So I'll probably pull this door card off again when I do the rust hole on the door. Well, I'll have to anyway. It's a small rust hole there which I've just covered temporarily. So you have to pull the door card off then, which I'll try and adjust the window a bit better and hopefully fix the issue. So yeah, that's how you fix your rear windows in your N13 Nissan Sentra, or Sunny or Pulsar, whichever you got. They're all pretty much the same, just with slight differences. But yeah, that's that.